Hey, welcome. So today we are going to crack open one of the biggest buzzwords in all of tech, Kubernetes. You've probably heard this word thrown around all over the place, but what is it actually doing? Let's pull back the curtain on the powerful brain behind pretty much all of our modern apps. And yeah, that quote pretty much nails it. There really is this feeling of magic around it, you know? This idea that you can just build your thing and this system will automatically run it, heal it when it breaks, and scale it up when it gets popular. It it almost sounds a little too good to be true, doesn't it? So that's the big question, right? We're going to dig in and figure out what's really going on here. And to do that, we first have to go back and understand the problem, the mess that Kubernetes was built to solve in the first place. Yeah, before we had this super elegant solution, there was a really big, messy problem, a kind of digital chaos that was seriously holding developers back. Okay, so think about it like this. Back in the day, the old way was simple. You put one app on one big server. Easy enough, right? But if that server died, boom, your whole app was gone. Super risky. So we came up with this brilliant idea called containers, these tiny portable packages for our code. But that created a whole new headache, because all of a sudden, instead of managing one thing, you were trying to juggle hundreds, maybe thousands of these little containers. It was a total nightmare. And right into the middle of all that chaos, this is where our hero steps onto the scene. A technology designed to be the conductor for this huge, complicated orchestra of containers. And that is Kubernetes. People often shorten it to K8s or Kates. At its heart, it's an automation engine. Its whole job is to be the brain of the operation, telling all those little containers what to do, where to go, and how to work together. And to do it all without a human having to press any buttons. To really wrap your head around this, let's use a really simple analogy that makes it all just click. I want you to imagine your entire app is a massive, busy international airport. So first up, you've got the planes. In our little story here, every single plane is one of your containers. It's got one piece of your app inside. And just like a plane, it's self-contained, it's fast, and it has a very specific job to do. Okay, so you've got all these planes flying around. They need somewhere to land and take off, right? Well, that's the airport. In the tech world, we call this a cluster of servers. It's the physical ground, the infrastructure where all the action is happening. And that, right there, is Kubernetes. It's the air traffic controller in the tower. It sees everything. It tells planes which runway to land on, makes sure they don't run into each other, and hey, if a plane has a problem and crashes, it instantly reroutes all the other traffic and calls in a replacement plane. It's the intelligence that makes the entire complex system just work. So now that we have that picture in our heads, let's look at the specific superpowers that this air traffic controller actually has. What can it really do? Okay, let's run through the highlights. It can auto-scale, meaning if your app suddenly gets popular, it just adds more planes to handle the traffic. It does load balancing, so it spreads out all the work evenly so no single plane gets overwhelmed. It's self-healing, which is incredible. If a container crashes, Kubernetes just restarts it automatically. And this is a big one, rolling updates. This lets you update your app with literally zero downtime for your users. And on top of all that, it's portable. It can run anywhere, on any cloud. Let's zoom in on that last one, because it's a real game changer. I mean, how is that even possible? How can you update a live app that people are using right now without taking it offline for even a second? Well, here's the magic. Instead of just shutting everything down, Kubernetes is way smarter. It starts bringing in the new version of your app one container at a time. It waits for a new one to be fully up and running, moves the traffic over to it, and only then does it get rid of an old one. It does this one by one, gradually. It's like changing the tires on a car while it's still driving down the highway. For the user, the transition is completely seamless. They never even know it happened. And that level of smart automation and reliability, that's not just a cool party trick. It's exactly why Kubernetes has become the standard for how we run modern software. And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. Look who's using it. It was literally invented at Google. Netflix uses it to make sure your movie night goes off without a hitch. Spotify runs on it to deliver your favorite songs. Even NASA uses it to power complex scientific research. We're talking about organizations that absolutely cannot afford to go down, and they all put their trust in Kubernetes. So at the end of the day, this is about so much more than just cool tech. It's about real-world value. It saves developers thousands of hours of tedious, manual work, and it makes the apps we all use every single day way more stable and reliable than they ever could have been before. So, whether you like the air traffic controller analogy or you prefer to think of it as the conductor of a massive digital orchestra, the main idea is the same. Kubernetes brings order, harmony, and intelligence to the incredibly complex world of modern apps. Now, this brings up a really common and important question. How does something like Docker fit into this picture? Well, think of it this way. Docker is the company that builds the shipping containers. They build the actual planes in our analogy. Kubernetes is the airport and the air traffic control system that manages all of those planes at a massive scale. You need both to run a global operation. They're not competitors at all. They're partners. They're a team. And together, they're building the future of software. Thanks for tuning in.